Hi, everyone. Today's session is going to be a little bit different than my usual class. For one thing, as you can see, I'm barefoot. The other, I'm sitting on a chair. So you will need a chair or something that you can touch for stability. We'll be doing a few neck exercises and stretches first, and that may be more comfortable sitting down. The other will be your exercise mat, of course. Also a yoga block or a cushion if sitting on the floor with a straight back is a little bit difficult. So if you can get something to prop underneath you and lift your hips up a little higher, it'll be easier for you to sit up straight. And the last item will be either a yoga belt or a strap or even an actual belt that you wear. You don't have to use that. It's just that we are going to use it for some flexibility things and it will be helpful. If you have a resistance band, you could also use that. So if you would like to, just go ahead and press pause and go grab your items. Sit tall on your chair. Relax your shoulders. We're going to drop the chin and slowly roll from side to side. Just a relatively small, easy movement. Think of this as warming up the muscles before we stretch them. Now change the pacing of the head movements. If you need, go a little slower or smaller. Hold at center and lift. Slide your chin back and then release. Now we'll be doing several head movements. If you do have any issues with dizziness or head movement, excessive head movement, then you might want to fast forward through this short bit. Again, let's take the chin down and we'll go side to side. Hold it center and lift. Now turning to each side, we're going to use 3 counts. Small turns for each count, and then come back to center. Other side. 1, 2, and 3, and center. And 1, 2, and 3, and center. Coming back to center slowly. 1, 2, and 3, and center. And 1, 2, and 3, and center. 1, 2, 3, and center, and 1, 2, 3, and center. Now let's tilt. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Tilt. 1, 2, 3, and lift. Again. Once more to each side, and lift, and tilt. 2, 3, and lift. Now keep your chin level, and imagine you have a full cup of water on your head, and you're circling the neck. Relatively small movement for most of us likely, and stop. Go the other way around. Hold it right there. And let's bring the arms down. Just roll the shoulders for a bit. Bring your arms forward. Inhale. And exhale, come forward. Now, going back to the neck and doing a bit of stretching. So here's where you can use your yoga belt or strap. Now, if you have a yoga belt and you can make a loop, you can try that, and then you actually put it on your head like that. Otherwise, just take it like this. We're actually going to be pulling the head that way. And let's slowly pull. Now hold it here. Continue to take deep breaths. Now try to hold your shoulders level across. And then each breath out, pull just a tiny bit more. So we're encouraging an increase in the stretch, but remember that it should never be forced or strained. Make sure that you continue soft breathing, slow breathing. And relax the hand that you're using to hold the strap, and then slowly come up. And let's change. Go to the other side. I'm actually going to use my loop here, since I don't have much hair to muss up. And then I'm going to the other side. And when you're working with the neck, it's best to have the rest of the spine all the way down as aligned as possible. So it is important to sit up straight. Breathe. And then we'll slowly lift up. Now we're going to use the strap to turn the head, and we'll be turning to one side. Now, when you turn, keep your shoulders facing directly forward. Now, if you're not going to use the strap for this, then you can use your hand to gently pull. Otherwise, we'll use the strap. Turn and pull. Now, if you're using the strap, that shoulder is going to go back, but make sure the other shoulder stays in place, facing directly forward. Gently pull, and be sure that you breathe. Slowly release to the center, and then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Again, keep your shoulders facing forward, your chest forward. And if you're using the belt, that shoulder will come back, but make sure that your body avoids rotation. So you are rotating only from the neck up. And then let's slowly come back to center. Let's take the strap off. And those of you with hair can straighten up your hair. Shoulders are down. Let's take a big breath in and roll the shoulders. Now with the strap, we're simply holding it. So there's no tension on the strap. We're just going to come all the way up if your shoulders permit. Inhale, exhale down. And again, inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now open up the feet. Just let the strap go for a moment and bring your arms out to your side, fold in, shoulders are down. Now we're going to go with little rotations from the waist, 2 counts. 1, 2, then center, and 1, 2, and center. 1, 2, and center, and 1, 2, and center. Keep your chin level, spine long and straight. 1, 2, and center, and 1, 2, and center. Once more. 1, 2, and center, and 1, 2, and center. Arms down, bending at your elbows. Now reach up, just a short reach. Just warm up the shoulders. We'll get to stretching a little bit later. Now let's take both arms, reach up and down. Come out to the side, reach up and down, come forward, up, down, go side, up, down, then forward and up. Last time to the side, last time forward and up. Now bring the arms all the way down, roll the shoulders. Now circle the arm. Go the other way. Bring your arm up, circle, and go the other way. Change to the other side. Start low, circle. Change the direction. And now bring the arm up and circle. Change the direction. Hold. Other arm out. Reach and reach and reach and reach. One more time. Reach and hold. Take a big breath in. Exhale, come down, and again, inhale and exhale one more time and all the way down. Now we can set this aside for the moment and we'll do our standing work, but you are going to keep the chair pretty handy. Let's stand clear of the chair for now and center your stance. Take a big breath in, exhale and down and again and down. Take a few more. I'm just going to adjust the camera here for a moment. And again, inhale and exhale. Now let's just take the legs forward, starting with the toes, tapping forward. For 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Now tap to the back. Think of lifting your upper body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now tap out to the side. Now we're going to stop into a wide stance and go side to side. Now, as you go side to side, your toes should always be farther out than your knees, especially if you have any knee issues. Stop. Now, if you can, go a little wider and side to side. Now hold right at center and we'll take it down just a tiny bit. Again, toes farther out than the knees. Hold your abdominal muscles in. And stop. Now hands are going to be on your thighs. Bring your legs back into center. Keep your knees soft, your spine elongated. Now we're going to push the hips back and keeping a straight and flat back, just coming so that your upper body is parallel to the floor. And if you're a little tight in the hamstrings, you might feel a stretch right here. Now, you're supporting your upper body by keeping your hands on the thighs. Please keep your hands high up on the thighs and avoid pressing the knees. Nice deep breath in and out. Now tighten the abdominal muscles. You're going to be hinging from the hips so the back remains straight as you slowly come up. Roll the shoulders to the back. Take a big breath in and exhale down and again and down. Bring your feet back to center. Take your legs forward. Heel is down and the toes are up. So this is similar to your stride as you would have walking. Good rhythmic arm swing, opposite arm to leg. And then we'll stop right here. Take a big breath in, reach up, exhale all the way down. Now we'll continue with the strides forward. We're going to repeat on one leg. So your stance leg, make sure that the knee is unlocked. And back in. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more time is 10, and change to the other side. So load your stance leg. Your shoulder and your hips should be lined up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more time is 10, and come back into center. Now we're going to slow that down quite a bit. So you might find it helpful to have something to touch. Let's load the right leg. So you're sliding your hips and shoulders to the right. And now with the left leg, we're going to take the heel out, push out, toes up, lifting the leg, hold it there, and then down. And again, here's 2, and down. Now you're working the side, but you're also getting some good core work in here. You should feel the abdominal muscles tighten as you lift. A lot of stabilizing going on with the trunk and the back. Now hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower down, centering your stance. Load your left side, and let's come up and down and lift and lower. Now let's hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and down. Let's shake the leg out. Centering your stance, we're going to lift the leg to the side. So load your right side. Now with the left foot, turn your toes slightly inward and lead out with the heel. Set the height of your lift so that it allows you to keep your shoulders level and your foot turning slightly in so that we hit the target of this exercise, which is your hip abductor muscles right along the side. Now lift and hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and lower down. Let's switch to the other leg. Toes in, lift. Now hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and down. Let's shake out the legs a little bit here. Load your right side, take your left leg back. Now lift your toes up and bring the leg back behind you and down. Relatively low lift. If you're feeling too much compression in the back, then take the lift lower, or perhaps you're just taking the toes back and tapping them behind you. Now, next one, we'll hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and lower down. Switch to the other side, lift your toes up, and lift, and lower, and up. Keep your abdominal muscles tight here. Now hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and down. Shake out. Now let's stand behind your chair. Still at center stance, and we're going to do more of the side leg lifts. So load your right side, toes turn in on the left, lift, hold, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and down. And lift and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. One more time, lift and hold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come to center. Load the other side, toes in, lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, and lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Last time, lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Stay at center stance. We're going to come up onto the toes, lifting the heels. Keep your knees unlocked and lower down. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. One more time, lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Now we're going to take the toes up, knees unlocked. Take your hips slightly back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, lower down. And shift back through the hips just a little bit. And down. Last time. Back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower down. Shake out the legs. Now, stay behind your chair. I'm just going to leave mine off to the side so that you are able to see more clearly. We're going to do a stretch for the outer hip. If, however, it's difficult on the hip joints or anywhere else, then just skip this one and then join us when we move on to the next thing. Otherwise, you're going to cross one foot behind the other and bring it right up next to the other foot. So here, you've taken your left foot and cross it behind the right. Now, the stretch is going to be on your left side. Make sure that your right knee bends slightly and your left leg is actually going to be straight and locked at the knee. One of those few times that I will ask you to do that. Now, bend to your right and try to push the hip out to the left. Hopefully you can get a little bit of a stretch here. Now take your arm, your left arm, and go straight up toward the ceiling and bring it overhead. Keep pressing your hips out to the left. Make sure you breathe. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll come up, go out wide with your stance. Take a big breath in. Exhale and come all the way down. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So stand on the other side. Oh, wait a minute, you're standing behind your chair, so it doesn't matter. And here we go. Take your hips out to the side. Forward leg, knee bends, back leg, straight, lock knee. Bend. Now take your arm up and reach. Keep pressing that hip out to the side. And we'll lift up and open. Take a deep breath in and exhale down. And again, inhale and exhale all the way down. Roll the shoulders to the back. And you might want to press pause for a moment so that you can move your chair out of the way and set up your mat. Oh, shoot. want to sit up as straight as you can. Find your sits bones right underneath you. Roll the shoulders back. Now, if you're finding it hard to sit up straight, then it may be useful to use a yoga block or a cushion that you pull off of your chair and come up onto that. So it lifts your hips up and it'll be easier for you to sit up straight. Let's take a big breath in and exhale and inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now relax the arms. We're going to do our V sit here. Arms may be forward, or you use them to support yourself by placing them behind your thighs. Now the back needs to stay straight. Pull your abdominal muscles in, and we'll go back. Try to keep your chin level and come up. Now breathe in as you lift. Breathe out as you go back. Breathe in and breathe out. And lift. Stop here. Take a big breath in. Exhale and come down. Now, arms forward again, or supporting your thighs. Now, we're going to turn slightly. So if you're using your hands, you're still rotating your upper body. And we'll come back and lift. And open and lift one more time. Go back and lift. Now rotate to the opposite side and go back and lift. Needless to say, if there's any discomfort anywhere, back, hips, that you stop or change, come back to center. Now we'll rotate going alternate sides. So we'll come back to one side, lift and go to center. And now to the other side, tighten up the belly. Exhale, go back and squeeze the belly button. Now we'll do it once more to each side. And hold. Bring your arms down. Let yourself come forward, slump over, round your back. A little bit of a stretch out for the spine. Slowly roll up. And take it around with the shoulders. Next thing will be lying on the side. And when you're lying on your side, stack the hips and shoulders so they're straight up and down. Draw the abdominal muscles in, and we'll lift the leg. We're just going to do a few of these since we already did a lot of standing work for your abductor muscles here. And down, and 2, and down, 3, 4, hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and lower down. Now let's work the inner thigh of the bottom leg. So the top leg, bring it forward and just rest the inner edge of your foot. Try to keep the knee in line with the hip joint. Okay. If you're comfortable bringing it all the way down, that's fine too. Now the bottom leg goes straight down. Flex at your foot, lift, hold, and down. Now the toes should be pointing straight forward or even slightly downward so that you're sure to target the inner thigh muscles. These are your adductor muscles. Let's come all the way down. And then lift again. And down. And lift. And down. This is number 4. Breathe out. And down. And 5. 6. 7. And 8. 9. Last one is 10. And relax. Now take the legs straight down. And this one gets inner thigh. Also will get outer hip. And continue, if it's uncomfortable on the bottom hip joint, to lift both legs. Then return to the earlier position and just work the bottom leg. Otherwise, we are stacked and straight. Lift and hold and release. Lift and hold and release. The benefit of lifting both legs together is that you get some really good contraction right at your waistline. And if you put your fingers there, you can feel those muscles tense as you're lifting your legs. Exhale as you come up. Let's try 2 more. And last one. And down. And then we'll bend the legs. Just rest for a moment. Let's go to the other side. Stack your legs and shoulders. And top leg. Short set here, 1, and down, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then down. Now, straighten the bottom leg and bring the top leg forward. Knee roughly even with the hip joint, unless you are comfortable bringing the leg all the way down. Bottom leg is straight. Turn the toes down so you lead with your heel as you lift up and hold and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Try to keep the toes turned down and lead with the heel. 2 more to go. Rest. And we'll take both legs straight down, unless you're going to repeat the movement as we just did it. And if you are here in this position, make sure that you slightly come forward with your body. The thing you want to avoid doing is rolling backwards. So try to keep your body in the right position. Exhale and lift 3 and down. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 9, one more time, is 10, and relax. Bring your legs in and stack. Let's go on to the belly. Rest your head. Make sure that your spine is straight. Now try to lift up your belly button. And we'll go with back leg lifts. Lift up, hold briefly, and down, and lift. and down. 3, down. 4. Last one is 5 and down. Now, we're going to lift 3 counts. 1, 2, 3, and down. And 1, 2, 3, and down. 1, 2, 3, and down. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, and down. Other leg, it's up and down, lift and lower, and lift and lower. 2 more. Now 3 counts, up, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 2, 3, and down. Make sure that you consistently breathe and keep your abdominal muscles lifting up and away from your mat. 1 more time. And down. Now let's come up into child's pose. Open the knees, sit back onto the heels. Arms alongside the head, your palms are down. Another way to do this is to keep the arms down at your side with the palms up. And you should be lengthening at the low back here. If you find that there's a lot of space between your hips and your heels, open up your knees a little bit if that's possible, and then you should be able to come down a bit lower. Try to relax into the position. And then we'll come out of this position. And now it's time for the plank. On the forearms, please. Now modified, your knees stay down, the tops of your feet are down, and it's a straight line from the knee up through the head. Now full plank, tuck your toes under, lift your hips, press back through your heels. Now if you need to come down and rest, please do. Remember that this position could be potentially harmful and definitely uncomfortable for the low back. This position here essentially does not do the trick. So it's important that you manage good form. If you need, try to look down and see where your hips are. Make sure you breathe. And then we'll come down and rest. You can also go into child's pose again. And now let's go into plank. Lift, press back. Now a variation of this would be to alternately lower a knee. Take one knee down, lift, other knee, and lift. Aside from bending the knee, the body does not move. Hold, and then we'll come down once again and rest. Going into plank once more. Come up. Now holding static plank or adding a rotation where we bring the hip down to one side, come up to center, and then other side, center. Keep your abdominal muscles tight here. And hold, come down and rest. Let's go onto the back. Reach back and stretch. And then bring the arms all the way down. Now going to reverse curl so we get more abdominal exercise in. Bring the legs up. Now you have 90 degrees at the hips and at the knees to start. The only thing that changes here is the hip angle. Lift, release. Now go slowly and use control. Now your breathing here is exhale to lift, inhale and release. You're breathing slowly, so it gives you time to pause as you lift with the exhalation. Inhale. Now, a common thing that I see people do is to kind of lurch into the movement. That essentially engages momentum versus really good muscle control. So try to avoid any kind of quick movement. Go slow and controlled. Let's try one more. And come down. Extend the legs all the way down and relax. Allow the hip joints to open. Now here, let's go into forward curl. And of course, you're substituting any of the exercises that you need to. Now, instead of interlocking the fingers, let's keep the hands apart and use the fingertips, and then we're less likely to yank or pull on the head. Let's come up, lower down. Now you're using the contraction of the abdominal wall here. It lengthens, it contracts and shortens. Concentrate on lifting your body and supporting the head, but avoiding pulling the head. Exhale as you lift, inhale, lower. Now your movements are slow enough to allow you to properly breathe. Out as you lift up, in as you lower. And then stop. Bring your arms all the way down and relax. Now bring your feet and your knees together. We'll do a little bit more inner thigh work and combine that with our abdominal work. We're going to open the knees to the side, clamshell here, and then close. Then we'll alternate that with a forward curl. So here's our curl, and down, open, squeeze, close, lift, and lower. Squeeze, lift, and lower. Open and squeeze up. Now let's open the knees as we lift and down. Now squeeze up, close, and lift and lower. Squeeze up and shoulders up, lift. Now hold here, hold here, hold here, and release. Now going diagonally so that we work our oblique muscles. Your choice of going with a forward curl, bringing one shoulder toward the opposite knee, or going reverse curl, knees toward one side, okay? So if you're going to do the knees, go to one side only. And let's do that same thing with the forward. So we'll go to one side for 10 repetitions. Coming up 1 and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time is 10. And let's go now to the other side. So reverse curl or forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time is 10. And relax. Let's take the arms back. Take the legs straight down. Let's stretch out. And then relax. Now we're going to roll over onto the belly and do an abdominal stretch. Now, keep the hip bones pressing to your mat. And we'll start low. Now push the crown of the head away from the rest of the body and lengthen the abdominal muscles. Now, if your low back is doing fine with this, go ahead and come up a little bit as you continue to push outward with the body. Now, if there are no issues with your neck, you can bring your chin forward. Hold. And relax. Let's come all the way down. Now, the next stretch that we do is going to be for the quadriceps. The important thing is to keep the knee down on your mat, and you want to try to keep your legs parallel so that you're not placing any torque on the knee. Now, some people are flexible enough to take hold here. Others might want to use their band. If you have a yoga belt and you have it looped, then you can use the loop, taking it over the foot. And then you use that to bring the leg up. Again, keep the knee down on your mat. Make sure that you are breathing well as you stretch. Now remember, there's also what I call the flowing stretch for those that are not using a strap or able to hold on to the foot. And that's simply to bring the leg up, pull the heel as close to the buttocks as you can, and then release it to avoid cramping in the hamstrings. So that's a slow movement up, pull, and then release. So you do get some stretch, it's just not a sustained stretch. Make sure you breathe. Now the quadriceps are a large muscle group, so it's good to give them plenty of time to stay in the stretch and release. And now let's go to the other side. If you're using the strap, sometimes the challenge is changing and getting it to the other leg. Now, in addition to keeping the knee down on your mat, try to press the hip to the mat as well. And breathe into it. Your thighs should be completely parallel. Try to relax into the stretch. So as you continue, try to lengthen the breath to help you relax. And then let's release. Going onto the back. And we'll draw one leg up, draw the knee toward the chest. Now you can use the strap. Foot through the loop if you have a loop, or like this, or simply use your hands to help support the leg. Now, shoulders should be down your spine and the head positioned so that your neck is comfortable. You're going to pull the toes toward your knee. Keep the leg extending straight up toward the ceiling. And then gently, gradually lifting the leg up a little higher. Breathe into the stretch. Now circle round from the hip joint and go the other way. And hold and lift a little higher. And release. Now we're going to open the leg out to the side. Couple of things. The other leg, open the knee to the side, so that'll help keep your hips balanced. And arm out and down so your shoulder stays down as well. Both shoulders are down. Opening your leg to the side. And be sure that both hips stay on the mat. And now if you can, bring the leg up a little bit higher so that you're bringing the toes toward your shoulder. You should feel it in the inner thigh and groin. Now relax just a little bit, let your leg come down, and then slowly come up with both legs. And then we'll switch to the other side. Pulling the toes toward the knee. Try to keep the knee unlocked. Breathing well throughout your stretch. Coming up a little higher, perhaps. And then release. Now going to the side, open the knee for balance, and then your stretching leg, take it out. Opposite hip needs to stay on the mat to avoid rolling. And now for those that can, bring the leg a little higher toward the head or the toes toward the shoulder. And let's slowly come up. We'll take the strap off. Now both legs go straight down. Reach the arms back and stretch back. And then we'll bring the arms down. Slide your shoulders down and in. Relax the legs. Feet to the floor. Arms to your side. Position the hands lower than shoulder height. And we'll roll side to side. And hold here. Now, you'll be taking the knees to one side and staying there, or I'm going to show you another way to do a rotating stretch, which opens up the chest a bit more. Start by lying on your side, bring your arm up, and now bottom arm comes forward, open, bringing your arm back, your shoulder back, and bringing the top shoulder, what was the top shoulder, down toward the floor. If this is not comfortable for your arm or shoulder, then return to the position lying on your back, keeping your knees to one side. And now if you're on the side position, bring your arm up and roll your body back. And then we'll change and do the same thing, other side. Arm up, bottom arm comes forward, and then you open. Try to get the shoulder to the floor. Let's bring the arm and shoulder up. And we're going to push up to a seated position. And if you need the cushion to sit straight, go ahead and grab your cushion. And you'll also use the belt. Let me move myself back. Now, sitting up tall, roll the shoulders. And bring the soles of the feet together if you can. Now, pull the rib cage up, relax the shoulders. Walk your hands down so they're clasping mid-shin, and then push the feet out so that your arms are completely straight. Take a big breath in, exhale, and round back, tuck your chin. That should give you a stretch all the way up the spine, across the top of the shoulders. Now inhale, lift up, and exhale, come back. Now lean to one side, drop your head to that side. Come to center, and then all the way up. Inhale, and exhale, take it back, and lean to the other side. If your arms are straight, you should feel the stretch actually along the neck and across the top of the shoulder here. And we'll come back to center. Inhale, roll the shoulders. Now we're going to take one leg out, sitting as straight as you can. Roll the shoulders. Now flex the foot and come forward. Now keep the back straight. And think about where you feel the stretch. Should be the back of your knee. So you're stretching the hamstrings here. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you feeling that stretch? Now go from a straight back to rounding the back. And what's happened to that stretch? Most likely it decreased, and now you're feeling the stretch along the spine. And now let's come all the way up. Lift, drop the shoulders straight, spine again, straight upper body, coming forward from the hips, and now there's more stretch at the hamstrings again. So if you're really trying to target the hamstrings solely, it's important to keep your back straight. And let's come up. And now we're going to turn. And if you'd like to, you can use the strap. Keep your body up, pull your toes towards you, and lean over that leg. Or you can keep your hands on the floor. You can keep your back straight. And think of bringing the chest in a forward direction versus down. And we'll lift up. Let's change to the other side. And make sure you're sitting as tall as you can, right on those sits bones or on your cushion, if that helps. Lift your toes up and let's come forward. Now, for many of us, as long as we keep the back straight, then we may need very little forward movement in order to create stretch there, especially if we've been feeling tight in the hamstring. So remember, it's not about where your body goes, it's about how you feel your stretch. You can gradually move a little deeper into the stretch as the muscles relax, and you help with your breathing. Now, go from a straight spine to a rounded back. Now lift your body up, straight spine again, increasing the hamstring stretch. Let's come up. We're going to rotate from the waist. And with or without your strap, come forward, pull your toes up toward the knee. Again, move the body forward. And then we'll lift up and now sit in whatever position you find to be the most comfortable, whether it's cross leg, open leg. Roll the shoulders. Make sure that you're sitting on the sits bones. And we'll come up. Good side stretch here. And lift. Other side. And lift. Now, roll the shoulders to the back. And with or without the strap, inhale, come up, bring your arms back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now for those that can, bring the arms down with the strap behind your head, shoulders open. Inhale up and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Release, set that aside. If your legs are open wide, take your hands behind you, lean back, legs in, and give them a good shake loose. And I'm so glad that you decided to exercise with me today. Have a great rest of your day. Let's take a big breath in and exhale all the way out. And I hope to see you soon.